Welcome back to Captain Dick Smith Field on the campus of Washington and Lee for the second game of this doubleheader action between the Roanoke Maroons and the Washington and Lee Generals. The Roanoke Maroons improved on that last win, 7-5 over the Generals, improving to 16-11-1 on the season to 8-3-1 in ODAC play. The Generals dropping that one, fall to 11-11 on the season, 5-10 in ODAC play. We thank you for tuning in to the Washington and Lee Sports Network. I'm Shane Riley, joined by my partner Kaden Buss. And Kaden, how are the Maroons able to pull out that win in that first game against the Generals?
And really, the only difference was just timely hitting and timely pitching. Maroons between Patrick Sallard, also Nate Prince in the 9 spot, putting up 2 hits and getting on base 3 separate times otherwise, with 1 walk and then being hit by pitches twice. And then Trevor Orth coming in and getting the win over in the last 2 innings, I should say. No runs allowed in the bottom of the 9th and no runs allowed in the bottom of the 10th. Timely hitting in the top of the 9th and top of the 10th got Roanoke to the victory, even though they trailed after 9.5 innings. And that just goes to show that you have to play all 9 innings in baseball.
Yeah, of course. The Roanoke Maroons picking up a big win in that last time out, but moving on to this next one, the Generals putting out their 6'5" sophomore from Clifton, Virginia pitcher Cooper Charnecko on the mound today. He, so far on the season, 31 and a third inning pitch, 35 hits given up, 15 earned runs, 9 walks, 27 strikeouts on the season, a 4.31 ERA on the year. So certainly one of the Generals' best pitchers on the mound. He's going to look to try to get this Generals' second game of this ODAC doubleheader going off with a bang. First batter that he faces in the lineup is number 23, Danny Ferguson, who also led off last game around, but he was the catcher last game. He's in the DH role today, leading off, as Charnecko deals that one in for strike 1, rather.
Cooper Charnecko has worked himself into an everyday starter role here for Washington and Lee. He's really this second leg of the doubleheader on Saturday role. He started against Hampton City, went all 9. He only allowed 4 earned runs, and then against Guilford last Saturday to start this winning streak, he went 6 innings strong with 5 earned runs. So just being an everyday starter for Washington Lee that could come in and get a lot of work in for the Generals, save them some bullpen arms for later in the week. He is coming on strong at the right time of year.
And a big swing and a miss there. Ferguson swinging for the fences with that one. Charnecko blows it right by him for his first strikeout of the game. And a good start for Washington and Lee. And Kyle Moshier, he'll check into the box now. He also batted second last time around. Roanoke, pretty much the same lineup. They're going to make one switch here. Moving to Tucker Schiavone. He'll be up behind the plate on defense. A good piece of hitting there from Mosher. And that's a base hit right up the middle.
And after an 0-6 game number 1, Mosher just putting together a nice piece of hitting right up the gut, getting the barrel on the ball, going right up the middle for a textbook hit. He's their top hitter, and Roanoke was able to get game 1 done, even though he went 0-6, but they're going to need him in game 2 because he is someone who hits 360 on the year.
Yeah, and he's getting going early with that base hit. Now it'll bring Stallard up to the plate. That is Parker Stallard. From Salem, Virginia. And he lines that one straight away center field. Looks like it'll get down. And not stopping at second is Mosher. He comes all the way into third, and he's thrown out.
What a great throw from center field from John Turner that time. Get it under it and just going straight to Andrew Thorne. A nice pick and able to get the base runner and Mosher out. And his tough day continues. Nice job, though, by the center fielder not giving up on the play after the base hit and hosing down the Roanoke's top player.
Yeah, Mosher a little too aggressive on the base pass there as that one lined straight up the middle by Galloway. And he'll sneak in for a base hit. So the bat's certainly moving right now for the Roanoke Maroons.
Already 3 hits for Roanoke. 2 outs, though. So kind of a higher pace of play. Putting the ball into play, that's the type of pitcher that Charnecko is.
And now Murphy stepping into the box. Struggled his last time out last game, but did end up having a couple of big RBIs that ended up sealing the victory for the Maroons last time out in his last at-bat. We'll see if he's able to carry over that momentum here. Charnecko deals on the 0-1. That one softly grounded to the shortstop. Lagas goes over to first, makes the play to DeWitt, and retires the side. 3 hits in the top of the first for the Roanoke Maroons, but nothing doing. A good play from center field to get Mosher out at third. Probably would have scored a run had he stayed at second. But unfortunately for the Maroons, no runs coming across. And we'll move to the bottom of the first, and we'll take a look at the Roanoke Maroons pitcher. It's going to be number 16, the 6'3 junior from Raleigh, North Carolina, Mason Roy. Take a look at some of his numbers so far on the season. 7.1 total innings pitched, 10 hits given up, 10 runs, 8 of which have been earned, 9 total walks on the season, only 3 strikeouts, and a 9.82 ERA. So certainly not the ERA number that you're hoping for at this point in the season if you're Roy, but a good chance to come in and try to shut down this potent Generals offensive lineup. And we'll take a look quickly at the Generals lineup. Same starters as last game, just a little bit of a different order. You got Nathan DeWitt, first baseman, leading it off for the Generals. Then Nick Lagas, the shortstop. Andrew Thornton at third base. Paul Ramsor out there in right field. Cambrel Charnecko behind the plate again. Jack Belbot DHing again for Washington and Lee. John Turner, you saw him make that nice throw in the top of the first in center field. Preston Larmore at second base, and rounding out the lineup is the freshman Camden Teague out there in left field. So what does Roy need to do today, Kaden, to get some success here against these Generals hitters?
Well, Roy doesn't have a really high sample size of pitching this year. He's only pitched in 7 1/3 through this year. His last appearance came against Lynchburg, and he only went 1 full inning in that one. He had 3 earned runs allowed in that 1 inning. His ERA, like you said, about 9.82. So this could be a little bit of a higher scoring game. We saw the first game, a pitching duel, some of the best arms on both squads, really low scoring through that first 9 innings. And of course, finally, Roanoke able to put up 4 runs through the last 2. But I'm expecting this game to be a little bit higher scoring, a little bit more fast-paced, but more hits as well.
Yeah, and DeWitt will look to get that going with the Generals here. Takes first pitch in for strike 1. That one just a little bit high and outside from Roy. So Charnecko for the Generals on the top of that first. A quick start, less than 10 pitches, already 3 hits given up though. We'll see what Roy does to the Generals here as that one comes in for strike 2 onto DeWitt.
In game 1, DeWitt was the top hitter for Washington and Lee with 3 hits. So looking to keep that same energy going throughout this game and keep positive momentum moving.
Yeah, and a lot of those were in through the right side pole, just on the ground in between first and second base. That one, he goes the other way this time, staying up in the air into left field, and that'll be plenty of room for Galloway to make the catch and retire the first batter of the Generals this inning, and that'll bring up Nick Lagas, the shortstop, Chicago, Illinois. Played most of the games, started in most of the games for the Generals this season, and just been a consistent piece for their offense. Struggled a little bit on the defensive side last time out, had an error, and ended up contributing to a couple of Roanoke's runs. Roy delivers that one in there for strike one. Lag is looking over to his first base coach for some signs. Roy on the delivery. Good breaking ball in there. Gets Lagas swinging. That'll be for strike two. Quickly now down 1-2 in the count. Roy here with the delivery. And Lagas, that one gets him inside, but able to foul that one off over the Generals' dugout. Staying alive here.
You can see Lagas hanging tight, battling. We saw that a few times in game one. Just trying to stay disciplined at the plate with 2 strikes.
And he chokes up on the bat here. Tough pitch inside. And the umpire behind home plate says that caught the corner. Lagas goes down looking, and Roy now. Couple of quick outs for him in this first inning. And his first strikeout of the afternoon. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Andrew Thornton, out of the 4 spot and moving into the 3 spot for the Generals this game. Struggled a little bit last time out. Had a base hit, but not really much else to show for it. He'll look to try to showcase some of his power in this second game of the doubleheader. And he'll take that second pitch in for strike one. That one just outside. Catcher trying to frame that one back into the corner. Umpire will call it a ball. Thornton skies that one straight away center field. And Prince showcased his leather last time out. He comes up, makes an easy catch for Roanoke, and that'll shut down the first inning. No runs across. Generals, nobody left on base. And we'll move to the top of the second, all knotted up at 0 apiece. We're back at Captain Dick Smith Field on the campus of Washington and Lee for some second inning action of this second game of the doubleheader between Washington and Lee and Roanoke College. No runs coming across in that first inning. Roanoke quite active on the base pass, though, with 3 hits. They were thrown out at third, though, which likely prevented a run from them in that first inning. Charneco did still make quick work of it. Only 11 total pitches for him in that first inning, and we'll see if he's able to keep it going here. Delivers that one in just a tad bit high for ball 1.
And that's the area that Charneco wants to attack, that kind of high inside corner. He's hanging right around where he wants to be.
That one just a little bit lower that time. On the inside corner, though, in there for strike 1, like you said, Kaden. Just outside there. A great pitch from Charneco, just not finding the zone. Good job there by Giordano, who stepped into the box to hold off on that one. Giordano was electric in that last game. A couple of doubles, and he grounds this one right onto third. Stays over the bag. They're going to call it foul, though, at home. It looked like that one was over the bag.
That one did look like it stayed fair, but nonetheless, the home umpire going to call it foul. So we'll have to do it again.
Yeah, third base umpire didn't make a call there. Thought he was just trying to say it was clean, but I guess giving deference there to home plate. Count will sit at 2-2 for Giordano. And he hits that one, a high chopper to shortstop, but unable to make the throw in time as Lagas. Giordano beats that one out. An awkward bounce that took right in front of Lagas. And that'll be another base runner here for the Maroons.
That was that's a straight up hit right there. Nothing Lagas can do. That one was hit so hard it skied up in the air. Took so much time for Lagas to get to it, and unless he was like 8 feet tall, no way he could have got to it.
Yeah, it's a good piece of hitting there. Infield hit for Giordano, and he's carrying over his hot bat from that last game as Coogan takes a ball from Charneco. Coogan also started that last one. Saw him on base a few times, and he skies that one straightaway center. It'll actually be more drifting into the left field, and Lagas will come up and make the catch for the first out of the inning. So an easy one there. Lagas gets under. And that'll bring up Tucker Schiavone. Did not see him last time out behind the plate in this game. He's a senior from New York. He's got about 10 RBIs on the season, 11 runs scored, 200 average, 615 OPS. So still working on those numbers this season, but getting an opportunity to take some swings for the Maroons in the 8-hole in this game.
And Schiavone started out the year as the starter for this Roanoke College team, but really since he's lost his spot to the freshman in Danny Ferguson. But now he's behind the plate again in this one, and Danny Ferguson is DHing.
Schiavone skies this one to left. An easy play there as Teague gets under it. And a couple of fly balls now forced by Charneco on the mound after that infield single. And that'll bring up Prince now with 2 outs. Prince, really productive day so far in the 9-hole defensively and offensively. A couple of hits last time out. Hit by pitch one time and a walk. And then just showcasing his leather in center field as he skies this one down the line and right. It's going to trace foul, though. No chance for Ramsor to get over to it. And Prince, we talked about a speedster for this Maroons team, and that was really on display a lot last game on the bases almost every single at-bat as Charneco checking on the runner at first, not doing much.
You're seeing a lot of what type of pitcher Charneco is. He's not a guy that's going to strike out a lot of people. He instead relies on putting a lot of balls in play and hoping that the defense behind him can retire players, whether it be ground balls, fly balls. You've seen a little bit of everything here, but he also gives up a lot of hits. So kind of a high-risk, high-reward type of pitcher out there on the mound for Coach Ted White and the blue and white.
He'll deal here on the 0-2, and that one comes inside. The breaking ball just not cutting back to the plate, and Prince will take another hit by pitch here. We saw him take one in that first game of the doubleheader, and he'll gladly step on base here with another hit by pitch, and now a couple of base runners here with 2 outs.
This is really the issue that plagued the Generals in the first game. A lot of walks at 6 and then 2 hit by pitches. So just putting a lot of runners on base without having to do work.
And that one skied away, straightaway center field. Going back on it is Turner, and Ferguson will fly out to end the second inning. So a lot more action on the base pass for the Maroons. A couple more base runners, but once again, nothing really coming of it. Another hit for them, but they strand 2 as the Generals will look to tack on a run in the bottom of the second. welcome back for some second inning action here. Roy and the Maroons taking the field for some defense here. Roy, after that first inning, 14 total pitches, 9 total strikes. The Generals, nobody on base, and 1 strikeout also for Roy on Lagas that inning. So for the Generals, it'll be the 4-hitter, 5, and 6-hitter, and Ramsor, Charnecko, and Belbot. Right now, it'll be the right fielder, Paul Ramsor, stepping into the box at a big 2 RBI single last game to give the Generals the lead in the 8th. They would later squander in the 9th and 10th, but Ramsor still some clutch hitting last time out, and we'll see if he's able to start his day off with another base hit. He ended up being pinch run for last game as well.
Yeah, and Ramsor had arguably the biggest hit of the day, that 2 RBI single right past the first baseman. It's what gave the Generals their lead. He was substituted out, but that was the biggest play of the day, and now making his first appearance in the second game. So hoping to do the exact same thing.
And a big swing and a miss there from Ramsor. He held up on the first one, but not that time. Count will move to 1-1. And Roy delivers here on the 1-1. That one catches the inside corner. Ramsor didn't like that one, but umpire will say it's 1-2. And Roy offering him one low in outside. Ramsor holding up on it. A little bit of a throwaway pitch there from Roy, trying to get Ramsor to chase. Ramsor lines that one straight away back up the middle, but shortstop in Mosher right there to pick it up. Hard hit ball by Ramsor, but that one will go down as an out. Good play there by Mosher to field that one.
You could hear the crack off of that bat. Just great contact from Ramsor right up the middle. Timed it perfectly. Just didn't quite get enough under it to try to sky it into the gap.
Yeah, Mosher positioned defensively almost perfectly there, just right on the ball and able to make the play. And Charnecko now stepping into the box in the 5 spot this game. He'll take that breaking ball in for strike 1. That one fouled straight back by Charnecko, and quickly now down 0-2 in the count. The 0-2 delivery. He fouls that one straight off his ankle. We saw him do that once in the first game, and he had to hobble off the field a little bit, and this time again, right into that left ankle where he has the guard, though, so looks to be okay.
Campbell Charnecko just trying to get back on track. 1 for 4 isn't great. It's not terrible either, but you're going to need a little bit better production from arguably your best player, team captain, former first team All-ODAC, second team All-State. So you're just going to need a little bit better production from your leader and catcher at the plate.
That breaking ball comes in upstairs for ball 1. And you're right, Kaden Charnecko. I was really hoping for him just to break out and have a big spot at any point. And, of course, right now would be the most opportune time as that one comes right inside on him. Ducks out of the way so he doesn't get hit for ball 2. One good eye by Charnecko in the dirt for ball 3. So Charnecko, after falling behind 0-2, works at full here with 1 out.
That's just a veteran at the plate right there, being patient and defending his ground.
And he lines that one straight into the gap between third and short. Good piece of hitting there by Charnecko. Great at bat just to work it full, and then immediately biting on that pitch. And that'll be the first Generals base hit of the day and their first base runner.
And just textbook by Campbell Charnecko, not getting antsy, staying disciplined at the plate, defending it, and taking advantage when the pitch to hit came. Ripped it right in between the shortstop and third baseman. Not only did he work his way back, but also just letting that pitch count climb from Roy. That's kind of what you want to do offensively and get the starter out as soon as you possibly can.
Of course, Kaden, and that'll bring in Belbot, Jack Belbot from Baltimore, Maryland. He had a couple of big hits in that last game. Scored a run as well for the Generals, their first run of the game. We'll see what he's able to do here. Count moves to 1-1. Big swing and a miss there. He fouled that one off, or maybe the catcher just couldn't get a hold of it. Either way, strike two on Belbot. Down 1-2 in the count. Generals trying to get some more base running activity. Just Charnecko so far. Only one to reach safely. That one skips away from Giovanni behind home plate. That'll get Charnecko over to second base. Still with just the one out. 2-2 count.
See, that's exactly what you want to do because now you have a runner on second and a single could potentially score Charnecko. Not the fastest player on this roster, but if he gets a good jump and there's enough contact, could be the first run of the day.
That one found on the first base side. Well foul right into the Generals dugout. Belbot chance for a big spot here in the first to give the Generals their first run and an early lead. He grounds that one right to the second baseman. Easy play there for Coogan. He'll throw it over to Murphy. And that'll retire Belbot. Charnecko moves over to third, so the Generals now with a chance. Charnecko only 90 feet away, but 2 outs. That'll bring up John Turner, the center fielder. Got hit a couple of times. Hit by pitch a couple of times in the last game. Had a couple base hits as well. See if he's able to drive in Charnecko here as he lines that one right down the line. Tough play in left field, and then that ball will get down. Galloway unable to get to it, and Turner now digging all the way for third, and he'll slide in safely.
What a play from John Turner. Perfect piece of hitting. Able to get that one all the way into the left field corner. Just a loop shot right over the left fielder. And then digging for third, like you said, Shane. Sliding in, making it in safely. Textbook RBI triple right there from the center fielder out of Marietta, Georgia.
That's what the Generals were missing in that last game. Just a couple of big hits when they had runners on. They needed them in a few opportunities and just were not able to get them. But Turner delivers there. Good hustle to get into third as well to score Charnecko. That'll bring up Larmore now to the plate. Larmore also found himself a couple of hits last time out as well. Certainly some good production all throughout the lineup from the Generals last game, and we're starting to see that a little bit here. The 1-1 now. That one skied down the line. First baseman coming over to make a play, Murphy. That one fading away from him, and he'll be unable to get to it, but that'll be strike number 2 on Larmore. I think it feels good for the Generals to strike first in this one after squandering that lead to end that last game, just to get a run for themselves and have that 1-0 lead has to feel good. Here's Larmore on the 2-2. Breaking ball in there. That one a little bit easier for Murphy this time around, and he'll get under it to retire the third out of the inning for the Generals, but not before Charnecko gets a base hit. Able to get himself over to second, and then a huge RBI triple from John Turner. That'll give the Generals a 1-0 lead as we move to the top of the third. Charnecko warming up on the mound. So he's getting ready for his third inning of work. And the Generals take a 1-0 lead here as they're ready to face the Maroons up at the plate. It'll be Mosher, Stallard, and Galloway in that order. 2, 3, and 4 for the Maroons. And the delivery from Charnecko gets Mosher swinging there. Mosher in his first at-bat was able to get on base with a little bloop single into the outfield. Was thrown out at third trying to steal an extra base following Stallard's hit last time in the first. Charnecko a little low that time for ball 2. Charnecko delivers. That one inside, not going to get the corner of the plate. Now a 3-1 count to Mosher. That one will stay low for ball 4. So Mosher now reaches for the second time, this time on a walk.
And we've seen now a few times Charnecko really trying to target that inside corner, especially if the right-handed batter's box. That inside. Last pitch just a little bit low, but he's sticking with this strategy of trying to stay on the high inside if he can. Try to force batters to punch it.
And that one's laid down by Stallard. He tries to beat it out, unable to do so. Good play there to get the out at first. The runner in Mosher will move over to second. A little bit of a sacrifice there for the Maroons, trying to get a runner in a scoring position and tie this game up.
This is something we see Washington and Lee do a lot of, is really depend on this small ball type of mentality. And now Roanoke hitting Washington and Lee with a little bit of their own medicine, now having their shortstop into scoring position.
That one from Charnecko, just never breaking back inside. Galloway tucks away for ball 1. Good pitch from Charnecko there. Big swing from Galloway. First strike of the at-bat. That one grounded to the right side of the infield. Good play there from Larmore. He throws that one right over to DeWitt for the out number 2, but the runner will advance to third now for the Maroons. And now they have a chance for some two-out heroics like we saw from Turner last inning. This time it'll be Murphy up at the plate, the first baseman.
With a runner on third, you have to be so careful about pass balls, but if you're Coach Ted White, who else would you want out there than a pitcher and catcher who have been pitching together since probably when they were young in the Charnecko brothers?
Good pitch there from Charnecko, getting Murphy to chase in the dirt. Murphy wishes he had that one back, but nonetheless, strike one. That one right off the helmet of Murphy. He ducked down. And again, Charnecko trying to paint that inside corner. Finds himself hitting the second batter that he's hit today.
And the umpire looking like he went to talk to Charnecko, and then he's talking to Coach Ted White. Certainly don't think that was intentional. Maybe saying something like, don't try to target the inside corner as much. Not sure what was said down on that field, but umpire and Coach Ted White having a lengthy conversation over there, and Coach Ted White doesn't look too pleased.
You got to think Coach White doesn't want one of his better pitchers getting thrown out of the game or having that concern for any reason. So just some clarification there for Coach White on what exactly probably was being said to Charnecko on the mound. Just a little bit more of a delay here. Charnecko behind the plate, giving some instructions to his fielders. Runners on the corners now as Giordano steps into the box. He nubs that one right down the line at third. Going to be a tough play for Thornton. And he bounces that one over to first. Unable to make the throw in time, and Mosher will come around from third to score. I'll go down as an infield single, you think, for Giordano, and that's his second hit of the game.
And just a great swinging bunt. And Andrew Thornton there having to charge, come all the way out and make a tough play, not having the arm on it at all.
And Coogan immediately lines that one right up the middle. Lagas fields it. He'll take it himself, and he'll retire the side there with that out. But Roanoke College are able to tie this one up at one apiece. Thanks to, as you said, Kaden, that little swinging bunt from Giordano. Mosher comes around to score. And it looks like we're going to have another good one in store for us, 1-1 as we move to the bottom of the third. Back in for another inning of work is Mason Roy. After the Maroons were able to scratch a run across in the top of the third. Game knotted up at one apiece. Pretty similar to the start of last game, Kaden. Both teams getting some base runners, but not a whole lot of great execution with runners on base, especially for the Maroons so far in this one. 6 runners already stranded on the base paths, and certainly not a number that you like to have that high, but happy to get a run back and not this one up at one apiece as Teague checks into the box for his first at-bat of this second game of the doubleheader. Teague will look at the 0-0 here. That one in there for strike one. He'll ground that one right to the first baseman and Murphy, and an easy play there. He'll take it all the way himself for out number one. And back up to the top of the order now. Number 35, Nathan DeWitt. He flew out in his first plate appearance.
But Nathan DeWitt, after his first at-bat where he struck out in the first game, since then he had 3 hits and a walk. So that just goes to show you the power of seeing a pitcher a first time through the order and the difference that that can make. So key to just be able to watch a pitcher and see both their release point, some of their stuff, and a big advantage after you make it through that order the first time.
And we'll see if DeWitt's able to take advantage of that in this at-bat. Sees 3 balls out the gate from Roy. Drops that throw back from the catcher. You got to think he'll get the take sign here unless coaches want him to be aggressive. And he will offer at that pitch. Good one there from Roy. Probably still would have found the zone anyways. That'll be strike one. That one line right into right field. Good piece of hitting there by DeWitt. And he'll hustle it out, trying to steal 2 bases here. And he'll slide right in there. Not a great throw from right field.
Just a perfect job by Nathan DeWitt to be able to get it over in to right. And then just hustling. Again, just showing the power that although he wasn't able to get the hit first time through, taking advantage the second time he gets a look at a pitcher and hitting a double that he was able to hustle out.
Roy throws that one in for strike one. Lagas in his first at-bat struck out. He struck out looking on an inside pitch, so he'll look to try to move on from that at-bat and replicate some of the success DeWitt had in his second time up at the plate. That one way outside in the other batter's box. 4-1. On the 1-1 here, Lagas grounds that one right to short. Runner and DeWitt will stay at second base. Not really any chance to move over. Lagas will be thrown out at first. Now 2 down. Thornton will step into the box, the 3-hole hitter for the Generals. He also was unable to reach base in his first at-bat with flying it out. Struggled a little bit today compared to what we normally see out of Thornton. Just the 1 hit through both games so far. And he'll sky that one on the first pitch straight away center. Not sure who's going to take this one. The center fielder will call everybody off. Good play there by Prince again to come up and make a catch. Generals able to get a double there out of DeWitt, hustling that one out, but not able to tack on any extra runs of it. And Washington and Lee will face the Roanoke Maroons here up at the plate in the top of the 4th. Score knotted up at 1 apiece. Charnecko stepping back out onto the mound for some fourth inning work here. Take a look at his numbers so far through 3 innings. 39 total pitches, 25 strikes, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned in that last inning. Walk and a strikeout for him. As we talked about, Kaden, a lot of flyouts, a lot of groundouts. That's sort of the kind of player that he is. As that one hit right into left field line by Schiavano in his second at-bat. Charnecko certainly productive work so far. And they'll look to carry that forward here. That one fouled straight back again by Schiavano. Count at 0-2 now. Schiavano quickly falls to that, and he'll face the 0-2. Charnecko throws that one in the dirt. They appealed down to first to see if he went, but he did not. That one comes inside, a little bit high. Count evens now at 2 apiece.
Right here's where you want Charnecko to attack. Even in the count, 2 strikes still ahead.
That one, good location, just a little bit low there. Schiavano holds up again, and he'll force the count to go full here. Charnecko trying to paint the zone here, unable to do so. That one again comes in low. And after starting off 0-2, 4 pitches in a row that come in as a ball. And the second walk of the day administered by Cooper Charnecko on the mound. That one fouled onto the right side by Prince, his second time up at the plate. He walked, or rather was hit by a pitch first time up. Also was hit by a pitch in that first game in his first at-bat. That one, once again, hit foul. Nobody really able to make a play onto that. And again, the count sitting at 0-2. That one again upstairs for Charnecko, ball 1. Certainly don't want to see Charnecko drop a couple of 0-2 counts to start the inning.
That's why you got to attack and try to stay ahead. Now with a runner on first, now 2-2 count again, just try to attack and hopefully make something happen because you also have a double play opportunity with a runner on first.
He'll deal home here. That one lined right into left field. Good piece of hitting there from Prince. Right through the gap between shortstop and the third baseman. And Prince really putting together a great offensive day. Another base hit for him. He's just been a really hard guy to get out, and especially in that 9 spot. That's exactly what you want to see if you're a Maroons fan. And Coach White now going to come out and have a conversation
No action
with his dealer.
Sorry, Shane. No action quite yet in the bullpen. So probably going to stick with Charnecko going down the stretch. Just trying to give him a breather. A hot day out there on the mound. Certainly sweating out there in the middle of the field. Just try to give your pitcher a breather. No outs. 2 runners on first and second. Really need to get the next batter out if you possibly can.
It's just tough for Charnecko. The last 2 batters, he had in a good situation. Both were down 0-2 in the count. First one able to work a walk, and then Prince on first base able to knock that ball through the left side of the infield for a base hit. Charnecko in a little bit of a jam here. No outs, runners on first and second. It's Ferguson, the DH, leading off up at the plate. yet to reach safely in this game, and his shows squares around a bunt. That one was right on the left side. Foul. Strike one. Ferguson also has flown out in his other second plate appearance. Squares off to bunt again. This time able to get that one down. Tough play for Charnecko. Sort of hesitated on where he was going to go with it, and that will load the bases up now for the Maroons with nobody out.
Just miscommunication right there. Tough for Charnecko. As Thornton also came in off of the third base bag, thinking that he was going to be the one to gather it. And that's a tough throw for Charnecko if he wants to go to first. He thought he would go the short way to third, get the lead runner out, but there was no one covering that third base bag.
Now Mosher with a big chance here. That one fouled straight back right into the press box. Big chance, though, for Mosher. Bases loaded, nobody out. Does have a base hit in this one and scored their only run. Also has a walk, so reached safely in both of his at-bats. Plate appearances so far in this one, and fouls that one straight back again. Quickly now 0-2 down in the count. Big chance here for Charnecko.
Yeah, and in this situation, if you're Charnecko, it's got to be strikeout or bust, right? No outs, ground ball, unless you can go home quickly with it, probably scores one. So really need a strikeout.
A good chance for that here. 0-2 count. You got to think that he's going to try to come right at him with this pitch.
That's just not what you can have happen with a pass ball over the top of Campbell. Charnecko scores one, advances all runners.
And Charnecko just has really struggled with that command of that inside pitch. Fastball, breaking ball, really any of them. They've sort of stayed high, stayed inside, hit a couple batters, and also you see that one with a little bit of a wild pitch. That'll be an error and a run. Rather not an error, but a mistake to the pitcher. Just unable to really have control of that and good command. It looks like that might be getting to him a little bit, but still a 1-2 count here on Mosher. Still a good chance to try to register the first out of the inning. That one fouled away again. Mosher's been a little bit of struggles at the plate today, as we talked about in that first game, but certainly good at-bats he's been putting together, fouling off pitches, bringing up those W&L pitcher pitch counts, and he skies that one straight away center. Doing his job does Mosher. Runner from third will tag up, and that'll be the second run across the board this inning for the Maroons.
Still only one out after all of that. But still, game within reach. You got to remember it's a long game, a game of attrition. Got a runner on second, so still not quite out of the woods yet if you're Charnecko.
Yeah, big cut there from Stallard as he steps into the box. Stallard so far in this one, base hit and a sacrifice bunt that we saw earlier to try to bring across a run, which ended up leading to Mosher coming home to score in the top of the third. Already 7 hits through 3 1/3 for the Roanoke Maroons, so that offense really showing its stuff and prolific, if you will, so far through 4, or 3 1/3. That one, again, skied away, straightaway center. Turner Going all the way back to the wall. We'll get under it. Runner from second will tag up. He'll come in safely. No real chance on the throw. So another out registered by the Generals. Not before. And apparently the runner on second tagged up just a little bit too early. So they're going to call him out on that play. A little bit of a awkward, strange play there, and that'll end. Top of the fourth inning for the Generals. The Maroons able to scrape across a couple runs, though, and they'll take a 3-1 lead into the bottom of the fourth. A little bit of a strange inning, a way to end that last inning. Runner thrown out for tagging up too early. Don't see that too often. Generals will gladly take that as they move to the bottom of the fourth.
Just a little bit of a goofy play there. Got to get the fundamentals right, especially in close ODAC games. We saw how close the first one was going into extras. Now, chance for Roanoke if they were able to tag up there, get a runner on third, and could have been a fourth run to give them a 3-run lead. But now Washington and Lee still close.
Yeah, we'll see how that one ends up panning out, whether that'll come back to haunt the Maroons, but Roy will keep it going here. That one, good backdoor pitch in there for strike one. That one comes in outside for ball one as Ramsor hits his second chance at the plate. His first time around, unable to reach, grounded out. This time he fouls this one straight back, and it'll be in there for strike two. Taking a look at Roy's numbers so far, up to 49 pitches, 3 total hits given up, 1 run, 1 earned, no walks, and a strikeout, 12 total batters faced as well. Solid work so far from Roy, doing exactly what he needs to do to navigate through this Generals lineup. And they'll foul that one again. Staying alive. Count still sitting at 2-2. Roy also with 31 total strikes on his 49 pitches. Again, this one fouled. Looks like it might stay in play, and it goes right off the top of the netting.
Almost hit the umpire on the double bounce off the top.
Yeah, that ball bounced twice off the top of the netting and then came back, and as you said, Kaden, going straight for the umpire. Obviously, the catcher can't make a play on it after it hits the netting. So once again, we'll do the 2-2. That one just a little bit high in there for ball 3. So Ramsor works it full now. Trying to get on base here for the first time in this second game of the doubleheader. That one fouled off. Right into the Generals dugout, bounces right off the top. Luckily nobody in the way of that pitch, or that hit rather. That one, once again, fouled off by Ramsor. So staying alive here, fouling off just about everything.
You see Coach Ted White happy over there in the first base coaching box, able to make a little bit of a play. Bounced out of his hands, but at least stopped it, you know, showing his team what it means to get in front of the ball and knock it down.
And a tough pitch there for Ramsor. Catches the outside corner. He thought it was ball 4. Umpire disagrees. Good pitch there from Roy. That'll be his second strikeout of the afternoon. That'll bring up Charnecko, who we saw had a base hit in his first time up. Just a great pitch there from Roy, though. Another backdoor that just cuts in and snags the corner of the plate for strike 3. Again, in there for a strike is Roy onto Charnecko. 0-1 count. Charnecko gets a hold of one. This one going out to left field. That one keeps carrying, and that one's going to go over the fence. Charnecko brings across another run for Washington and Lee as he launches that one out to left field for a home run.
Beautiful job by Campbell Charnecko to square up to that ball as soon as he was able to get a hold of that one. Just sending it deep out into left field.
As we take a look at the replay, Charnecko just sees it, gets a hold of it, and sends that one a long ride out to left and gives the Generals some more run support here. As it's now Belbot coming into the plate after Charnecko's deep bomb. He fouls that one off, but Charnecko, we talked about his power and him getting going earlier in this game, and exactly what the Generals needed there. Put them both on display. His second hit of the afternoon, and a big one there with the homer, as Belbot now follows it up with a good piece of hitting into right field.
That's just how baseball goes sometimes. You have one electric play from Charnecko, fellow senior in Belbot, follows it up, and now all of a sudden there's some momentum for Washington and Lee to get back into this one.
And now Turner coming up to bat. We saw his RBI triple earlier, scoring Charnecko in the second inning. Also another hot bat at the plate for the Generals. We'll see what he's able to do here against Roy. Belbot almost had to throw down back onto him at first. Able to get back in time, though. 1-0 count now to Turner. And he rips that one just foul down the third base line. Saw that one all the way, just a little too early on the swing. Throw back over to first. Nothing doing. Roy delivers again here. In the dirt. 2-1 now on the count. We know Turner's ability here. We saw it on that triple for some powerful swings. That one, though, this time comes inside, gets a hold of him. Right onto his left arm. Hit by pitch. And now runners on first and second for the Generals with one out. 3 straight in a row reaching with Charnecko's home run. Belbot's base hit, and now Turner, the second time he's been hit today. One time in the first game of the doubleheader, and now again here in the bottom of the fourth. Roanoke looking like they're going to come out and just have a little conversation with Roy here. Some arms starting to work up in their side of the bullpen, but don't think there's going to be a change here, just a conversation between coach and pitcher.
Now, after that Charneco home run, now you got 2 runners on first and second.
Yeah, Roy trying to work himself out of a little bit of a jam here. Charneco's home run maybe discombobulating him a little bit with these last couple batters. Larmore in the box now, though. Finds that one blow past him for strike one. That one hit foul. Looks like it's going to stay in play. Rather, it will not. That one continue to carry out over the Generals' dugout. Larmore chance here to drive in a couple more runs for the Generals. That one in the dirt. Giovanni had a tough time finding it there, able to find it underneath him. Don't want the runners to advance, of course. A 2-2 now to Larmore. That one grounded straight up the middle. Chance for a double play here. Shortstop opts to go to first there in Mosher, understanding that speedster in Turner. Tough to probably get that out at second, making the sure out at first. But now runners second and third now for Washington and Lee. The 9-hole hitter in Camden Teague. Chance to try to knock this one up or perhaps give the Generals a 1-run lead with a base hit here. Fouls that one straight down the line over to the Roanoke bullpen. Still got a couple arms down there warming up. We'll see if a change is made soon here on the mound for the Maroons. That breaking ball staying up high. Good pitch there from Roy, catching the inside corner. Maroons fans liking that one, and now 1 strike away from getting out of the jam here.
Larmore has to make sure to defend and defend aggressively.
That one way inside, and they're going to say it hit Larmore. Unfortunate pitch there from
Teague.
Teague. Unfortunate pitch there from Roy. Had him on the ropes there with the 1-2 count on Teague. And just a little bit too far inside. We've seen that from Charneco today as well. Struggling with that inside control and a couple of hit batters now.
Now, all of a sudden, look, bases loaded, down by 1.
And that one immediately grounded by DeWitt to the first baseman. Murphy able to make the routine play and get out of the jam. 3 runners stranded for Washington and Lee there, but a big home run, solo shot by the catcher Campbell Charneco, senior captain behind home plate. And the Generals will strand 3, but they'll take a 1-run deficit into the top of the 5th. Generals stranded a few runners in that last inning. Did cut the lead down to just the 1 run. Thanks to the Charnecko home run. 5 total stranded runners, though, for the Generals left on base. 6 for the Maroons of Roanoke. Both teams leaving a little bit at the table, but we'll move on to the top of the 5th now. Charnecko still in this one, dealing to Galloway, and finds himself up on Galloway now quickly. 0-2.
Galloway 1 for 2 on the day, showing you a little bit of what he can do. He has a single, but he also has a ground out. It's just kind of indicative of what this game has been for Charnecko. A little bit, a couple ground outs, a couple flyouts, a lot of strikes, some balls, but he's gotten to this 2-strike point a lot and just has not been able to capitalize in some moments.
Yeah, the control seems to evade him when he reaches this 2-strike count. Count already at 2-2. Just not really finishing off these batters. See if he's able to find the zone with this pitch. That one fouled off by Galloway, and that's another thing that we have to talk about. These batters have done a really good job today of fighting in the box, fouling off a lot of pitches, making these pitchers really work, and it can be tough in those long at-bats. That one sliced into right field by Galloway, carried far enough into the hands of Ramseur. And Charnecko able to work through Galloway there for the first out of the 5th.
Now, on the day for Charnecko, 66 pitches, 43 strikes, 23 balls, so pretty good strike-to-ball ratio. He's been solid through 4. A couple more earned runs than you would like, but really distributing it well. He's allowed 7 hits, but retired 11, 6 fly balls, and 4 ground balls. So doing it in every way possible, really, with a strikeout as well.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot. That's the pitcher Charnecko is, though. Not a whole lot of strikeouts, but he certainly will get you a whole lot of strikes. That's really all you can ask for from your pitcher is to keep dealing them in there and let your defense do their job. That one bounces 5 feet before it even got to the plate, into the grass. Charnecko behind home plate didn't even really make an effort to that one.
And we saw Charnecko go 9 innings last time he was on the bump here.
That one ripped into left. If it stays fair, it's gone, but it doesn't stay fair there for Murphy. Just barely missed that one, just a little bit early. Fortunate there for Washington and Lee, that one goes foul.
And what a rocket from Murphy. You can see it way out there in the outfield. The visiting Roanoke bullpen trying to plead with the third base umpire saying it stayed fair when it most definitely did not. But a rocket either way.
And that one in there right at the knees on Murphy. He's upset with the call, especially after he almost had his 6th home run of the season. But instead, it'll be another strikeout there for Charnecko. That one just high enough to get Murphy. Now Charnecko trying to have his first inning without a base runner. Already 2 down.
Last time Charnecko was here on the bump, he went all 9. At 72 pitches already through 4 2/3. Sure, Coach Ted White is hoping that he can keep this pace up and at least try to get through 6 or 7. 6 at the very least, maybe 7 or 8 even.
And a great pitch there from Charnecko. That one, like it had Giordano at the plate, fooled a little bit. And the count now at 1-2. Charnecko dealing quickly. Good pitch there on the inside. Breaking ball that just catches the corner. Again, Giordano walking away from the plate. A little bit upset. Umpire looking back at him, perhaps receiving a few words there, but Charnecko able to have his first clean inning of his afternoon. Good looking work there from Charnecko on the mound, and the Maroons are tired. 1, 2, 3 in order, just like that, as we move now to the bottom of the 6th, and the Generals up to bat. New pitcher now on the mound for the Maroons. That'll end the day for Mason Roy. We'll take a look at his numbers. 4 total innings pitched, 78 pitches, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 strikeouts, 19 total batters faced. So he'll just get 4 innings of work, and we'll move now to the senior from Ashburn, Virginia, number 22, Jackson Murphy. 24 total innings pitched on the season for him. 46 hits given up, 34 runs, 29 of which have been earned. 8 total walks, 22 strikeouts for him. So giving up 3 home runs as well on the season. The ERA up at 10.58, so certainly not quite the numbers that you're hoping for. ERA's his previous 3 seasons in the 4s and 5s. This season just way up there. But, of course, another chance here for Murphy to show what he's got and show his stuff.
Murphy, traditionally the best pitcher in the ODAC last year. ODAC co-pitcher of the year. In 2024, ERA sub-5, 5 wins. In 2023, 6-1. In 2022, 4-1. He's 15-8 on his career, but 0-3 this season and just struggling, trying to get back on track. Kind of similar to what we've seen with Evan Blair for Washington and Lee. Both really solid pitchers, some of the best in the conference, and just going through a senior year slump.
And you can see some of Murphy's stuff there. Beautiful pitch there in the zone for strike 2. And Laga's already down 0-2 quickly in the count. And he'll offer at that pitch, set up a little bit outside and low, but Lagas swings and misses. And Murphy coming in for some quick work, a quick strikeout there. And that'll bring up Andrew Thornton, the third baseman. And Thornton so far on the day, 0 for 2, a couple of flyouts. Trended a run or 2, a few innings back. And they'll see that strike 1 in there on the breaking ball. That one skied away, straight away center. Going back on it is Prince, and he'll retire Thornton for the 3rd time today on a flyout. Now, quick work so far from Murphy. 2 batters. Only 4 pitches thrown, or rather 5. Bring up Ramsor to the plate, who's also struggled a little bit in this second time around. And overall on the day, struck out and grounded out earlier. And he takes that one in for strike 1. Murphy working quite quickly here. Some big movement on that. Looked to be a slider in there, not able to find the zone. That one, again, skied into the outfield. This one going far, unable to get under it, is the right fielder. in Stallard. A good piece of hitting there from Ramsor. Just missed a home run there, but a nice piece of hitting and a big double. 2-out double for the Generals.
Just a nice job of Ramsor to send that into the right center gap. Get it past the right fielder. And smart base running. It looked like for a second he was thinking about sending it to third. But the right decision to stay at second. Otherwise, he most definitely would have been hosed down.
And up to bat now is the hot bat in Charnecko. Home run in his last time up. Solo shot out to left. Always a threat for one of those, and we'll see what he's able to do here. Now facing against Murphy, and he'll take strike one. That one, breaking ball in the dirt. For ball one. That one grounded down the line, and they're going to say it just went foul. Tough one there for Charnecko. Certainly would have scored Ramsor had it stayed fair, but just going outside the bag on third base. So he'll stay in the box now for the 1-2 count. Breaking ball again. Outside. Way to hold up there from Charnecko. Here's the 2-2. One weakly hit to center field for Prince. He'll get right under it. That'll retire the side for the Generals. A couple of quick outs forced by Murphy. Gives up the hit. A double into right center on Ramsor, but then able to retire Charnecko. No runs coming across for the Generals. Still find themselves down a run, moving to the top of the sixth. Coach White keeping faith in his big sophomore starter here, moving into the sixth inning of work for him. Charnecko on the day, 5 total innings, 76 pitches, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 24 total batters faced from the Roanoke Maroons. As he now faces the bottom of the lineup here in Coogan, Schiavone, and Prince. 7, 8, and 9. That one hit immediately down the line, tracing foul. It's going to hit just off the wall right next to the yellow pole and just a couple of feet foul.
We've seen that a couple times. The last time it was down that third base line. Would have been a home run. That one, because of that monster wall out there and right, wouldn't have been a home run if it could have stayed fair, but certainly would have been a double, maybe even a triple, depending on the hop. So a tough break for Schiavone.
And that one in there for strike 2.
Check that, sorry, Coogan.
Yeah, Coogan facing the 0-2 here quickly after that foul ball and strike from Charnecko. He delivers. Outside for ball one. Found his groove a little bit in that last inning. Nobody able to reach base for the Maroons. See if he's able to carry that over to this inning. That one grounded straight to the second baseman in Larmore. An easy play for him. He'll throw it over to DeWitt. And that'll be first out of the sixth inning for Charnecko. And you got to think that Charnecko, if he's able to work quickly and efficiently through these next two batters, that he'll have a longer leash than perhaps most pitchers. We've seen Charnecko go well into over 120 pitches for a complete game. Not saying that necessarily will happen here, but certainly has the ability to go deep in games. And that one goes right to the shortstop, and Lag is another easy play, and a couple of quick outs now for the Generals.
Washington and Lee has a couple arms warming up in the bullpen, looking like Raleigh Kraft and Matt Fleming down there. But right now, or maybe even Bob Burr, a couple of different arms warming up down there. Campbell Charnecko, like you said, staying strong. 81 pitches, 2 outs, 2/3 of the way through this sixth inning. So maybe he could even go deep into a seventh. We saw that Coach Ted White was willing to let him get his pitch count up to nearly 120 2 weeks ago here.
And Prince in that 9 spots just having an absolutely outstanding day. Really couldn't ask anything more from him if you're the Maroons. Been their most consistent hitter, reached base every single time so far in this second game. And another base hit for him in that 9 spot. Just been prolific and really dominant out of that 9 spot for the Maroons. Now to bring Ferguson right up, swinging first pitch. That one sneaks through the right side of the infield. Weakly hit ground ball, but just able to get in there. Ramsor trying to make the throw over to third. No real chance to get the speedster in Prince. And quickly, Charnecko, a good start to the inning, but now finds himself in a tough situation with runners on the corners.
Now batting number 4, Kyle Mosher.
And it'll be Kyle Mosher now stepping into the box. Still 2 outs for the Generals, so just got to get the guy out at the plate.
You've seen Charnecko in this spot a few times, but staying strong with runners on. That's been a significant part of what Roanoke has limited Roanoke College. 6 runners left on base. You'd hate to leave another 2 right here.
Yeah, big chance here for the Maroons to extend their lead. Good pitch there from Charnecko, able to find it again, an 0-2 count. Seen him struggle in some of these opportunities earlier. Curious to see whether he goes right at Mosher here. And he does. That one, it's again chopped foul down the third base side. So we'll do it again at 0-2. Big swing and a miss there from Mosher. Charnecko able to work through the struggles there. 2 runners stranded. As we talked about, Kaden, 8 total base runners stranded now for the Maroons. Certainly not a number that they like to see going up, but they'll still maintain a 1-run lead. Charnecko able to work through the struggles as we move to the bottom of the 6th. So it'll still be Murphy out there on the mound for the Maroons. We saw him check into the game last time out, the senior from Ashburn, Virginia. He's going to have a little meeting with a couple of his players on the mound before Belbot steps into the box. Belbot with a base hit so far. This one also struck out once. Been up to the plate 3 times so far in this game. General's still looking to get that one more run. Haven't scored since the 4th. Neither team has. A couple of scoreless innings so far, and we'll see if Murphy's able to continue the trend. That one in there for strike 1. Good eye there from Belbot, taking that one outside and high for ball 2. Really hasn't been much to separate these two teams through these couple of games as Belbot squares that one up straightaway center field. Again, it's Prince underneath it. Prince has really just been involved in every aspect of the game so far for the Maroons. As I was saying, both these teams really evenly matched. It's made for some great baseball so far throughout. Last game through 10 innings, and this one through 6 1/3, or 5 1/3. Showing bunt there is Turner. Won't matter. Strike. Pitch still in there for strike 2. That one grounded right to third base. Turner trying to beat it out. Good play, though, by Giordano, making the throw over to first and to Murphy. Jackson Murphy on the mound. He's starting to find his groove. Able to retire another Generals batter here. And now Larmore stepping into the box. 2 outs. He'll take the first pitch in for ball 1. And that one off speed. Breaking ball gets in the inside corner for strike 1. That one grounded straight up the middle to the shortstop. He'll make the throw over. It's Mosher over to Murphy at first. Another quick inning of work for Jackson Murphy. Retires each batter consecutively. The Maroons still maintain their 3-2 lead here at Captain Dick Smith Field on Washington and Lee. Maroons up 3-2. Charnecko staying out there for another inning of work here. Moving into the top of the 7th inning. Roanoke still maintaining that 3-2 lead that they established in that 4th inning. Generals cut away in the bottom of the 4th to make it 3-2, but no runs scored since. Charnecko, another inning of work here for him. Coach White keeping the faith in his starter. Delivery just a bit outside for ball one. One grounded down the third bit side, just foul. Stallard, the three-hole hitter, leading us off. Then it'll be Galloway and Murphy. That one in the dirt again, outside for ball two. Count even at 2 apiece. Murphy earlier got a hold of one, just barely missed it, foul. Would have been a home run had it stayed fair, and he fouls that one back. Certainly has the power to change the game with one swing. It'd be big here if Charneco's able to keep the lead just at 1. I think Coach White expects him to be able to do so as Lagas gets the ball, makes a throw over to first. And they're going to say that Murphy just beat it out. Lagas just unable to make the throw quick enough over to DeWitt. And that'll be a base runner here with nobody out for the Maroons.
Not much more you can do there if you're Lagas. Try to get as much velocity behind that throw as you can, but it was on target. Just a little bit too slow hit by Murphy.
So Galloway now takes that one right inside on him. Just does enough to get out of the way. Generals have a couple of guys still warming up in the bullpen. Got to think that Charneco has a short leash here if he gets into trouble. Able to force a swing and a miss there from Galloway. Swing and a miss there. Foul tip back into the hands of Charneco for strike 2. It'll be a big out if Charneco is able to get it at the plate here. Runner goes. Throw down to second a little bit late. The speed there of Murphy on display, getting the infield hit, and then also able to snag second base. Still nobody out here. Count sits at 2-2. It looks like Charneco behind home plate wants to have a conversation with his brother. Maybe just trying to talk about how to go at Galloway here now with the runner on second. Very brief talk between the brothers, and we'll get set again for the 2-2.
That is Murphy's first steal on the season. So digging for second base. Or sorry, Stallard's second steal of the day.
A big swing and a miss there. Galloway will go down swinging, and Charneco, a good job to get the out at the plate. Don't want that ball getting into play to try to bring the run over if you're the Generals. So big out there from Charneco. Still only one down, though. That'll bring up Murphy.
Stallard on second now. You've seen his speed with 2 steals so far today. Murphy brings the power to this lineup. So trying to get another insurance run.
That one in the dirt in front of Charneco. He's able to stay in front of it. Keep Stallard at second.
You have to think Charneco behind the plate. He already caught one. He's homered in this game. Been at the plate multiple times. We've seen him take a few foul balls off his own leg as well. So just taking a beating back there, but hats off to him for catching both games and making significant contributions, including 2 runs and 2 hits, really putting the offense on his back in this one.
And Charnecko, they're going to say balk there. Runner moves over to third now, still with just the one out. Unfortunate there for Charnecko. Unforced mistake. That one upstairs for ball 3. 3-0 count now. I think Charnecko's day might be coming to a close here depending on what happens. That one in there, though, 4-strike-1. Good pitch from Charnecko, trying to finish this one out. Continuing to work here at the runner at home, or batter at home, rather. Murphy just barely missing that one down the third base line.
Great velocity right there. He's right on it. You know, when you're hitting it just foul like that, you're right on Charnecko's stuff, so going to have to try to find something else.
That one, good play there by Thornton. Excellent play by Thornton at third to get a stop on that ball. The run will still come across to score, but certainly an excellent play by Thornton to not allow that one to get into the outfield and perhaps be an extra base hit.
And Thornton knew that one was coming right to him. Like I was saying, Murphy was right on that. A couple of foul balls down that third baseline, so you just knew it was coming to you if you're Thornton. Great job of being aware and making an incredible play on the hot corner with a hard hit ball.
Still a good job, though, by Murphy to bring across another run for the Maroons. And we've seen that run support in these games can be so huge coming down to the wire. And the Maroons were able to tack on to an extra run to extend their lead to 2. And that one skied straight away center field. Turner having to make a long run to come underneath it, but he'll make the play. Some good defensive plays from the Generals in that half inning, but the Maroons able to tack across another run and extend their lead. Double it. Maroons now up 4-2 against the Generals. Back after the 7th inning stretch here on the campus of Washington and Lee at Captain Dick Smith Field. I'm Shane Riley, joined by my partner Kaden Buss. Thanking you so much for tuning into some doubleheader action between the Washington and Lee Generals and the Roanoke Maroons. Maroons were able to take the first half of the doubleheader by a final score of 7-5. We have another good one here. That game obviously went to extras. This one in the bottom of the 7th, 4-2 lead for the Maroons. And it's Camden Teague facing Jackson Murphy. Teague stepping into the box for his 3rd time today. One ground out and one hit by pitch, so reach base earlier. And we'll see what he's able to do here in the 7th. That one a little bit inside. He'll take a step back for ball 1.
And Murphy on the bump in these last 2 innings has been nothing short of spectacular. 2 innings pitches in 10 pitches, and now looking for another early out.
That one stayed in play. There was a chance for the left fielder to make a move on it, unable to track it down, so Teague will step back into the box on the 1-1. That one grounded straight up the middle by Teague. Easy play for the Maroons defense. Coogan throws it over to Murphy to retire the first batter, and Jackson Murphy has really settled into this game.
13 pitches, 7 outs. He's been fantastic and showing you exactly why he is who he is, though. Reigning ODAC co-pitcher of the year. One of the best pitchers in the ODAC over his 4-year playing career.
Now in the box, the leadoff hitter for Washington and Lee, Nathan DeWitt, the first baseman. He's got a base hit today, a double in this one, and then a ground out and a fly out. Generals looking for some success here against Murphy, who's really come in and shut down their looks. That one, breaking ball, staying high. Ball 3 now for DeWitt. Hitters count 3-1. Attacking him right away is Murphy on the 3-1. That one skied 1,000,000 feet in the air. The shallow center shortstop in Mosher comes up to make the play. And again, Murphy working efficiently through this Generals order.
Now it brings Nick Legis to the plate, 0 for 3 in this one. He struck out twice. Going against Murphy, who's rolling. If you're Legis, your goal has to be try to extend this at-bat, make Murphy work for it. At the very least, get his pitch count up there. But hopefully reach on base and try to spark some offense.
And Murphy's just really showing us why he's been such a dominant pitcher over the last few seasons. This year, obviously, more struggles than previous, but we're seeing some of the vintage Murphy here with some of these pitches and just finding the zone, absolutely dealing. Already up now 0-2 in the count on Lagas, and Lagas in danger of striking out for a third time. Murphy on the deal. That one would have been in there, but Lagas able to foul it off and stay alive here. Murphy again here on the 0-2. That one breaks barely inside the inside corner of the plate, the umpire says. Lagas not really happy with that one, but he'll strike out for the third time. Murphy looking absolutely dominant in his relief work so far, and the Generals will move to the top of the 8th. Maroons up to bat as they hold a 4-2 lead here at Captain Dick Smith Field. So new pitcher on the mound for the Generals as we start the 8th inning. It'll be, the junior pitcher from Potomac, Maryland, Bob Burr. So that'll be the end of the day for Charneco. Good work, though, from the sophomore. 7 total innings, 108 pitches, 10 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, couple of walks, 5 strikeouts, 33 total batters that he faced. 73 of his pitches ended up being strikes, so certainly a typical Charneco performance that we saw today, but it'll be up to Burr now. Burr on the season, not too much work, 9 total innings of work, 12 hits, 14 runs, 12 earned, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts he's given up, no decisions that he's earned. ERA sitting up at 12, so certainly not where he would have liked to see it, but another chance for him to come in and be productive and show us what he's got.
Not really the typical Bob Burr year, especially after last year. He's one of the top relievers for Washington and Lee and was hoping to take another step forward, but this year taking that step back, that ERA up around 12. Last year he had an ERA just over 2.5, so it was that lockdown closer in 14 innings of work in 11 appearances. But now stepping in and has a chance to bounce back as Washington Lee only trails by 2.
And Coogan up at the plate, 265 hitter. Struggled a little bit today in this second half of the doubleheader, yet to reach base. And he fouls that one away. Well fouled, really no chance for any Generals to make a play on that one. The count evens itself at 2-2. That one hits Coogan right inside on his hands. Unfortunate there. A lot of hit by pitches we've seen today from both sides, and another one there. Coogan will reach base now for the first time safely. One outside for ball 1. Schiavone, then Prince, then back up to the top of the order for the Maroons. Schiavone, so far, did not see him in the first game. This time around, he's got a walk, ground out, and a fly out. Was able to score a run when he reached on base. That one grounded straight to the shortstop. Double play opportunity here. That one turned 1-2. That'll be a quick double play for the Generals and able to reset that hit by pitch by Burr. Good work there from Lagas, throwing it over to Larmore at second and then to DeWitt at first. Quickly now the Generals with 2 outs. Facing the toughest out of the day so far, though, in Nate Prince.
That was just a textbook 6-4-3 double play, but now bouncing right back for Roanoke is Prince, who's had a fantastic day in that 9-hole.
And another base hit for Prince. He's now reached safely in every single at-bat and plate appearance he's had today. 3 hits and a hit by pitch. And Prince is just seeing the ball like nobody else right now for the Maroons or the Generals. So Bird deals here. That one fouled away by Ferguson. Ferguson so far in the DH role has had a solid second half of the doubleheader. A couple of hits, a strikeout, and a flyout. Productive leadoff hitter for the Maroons. That one, a little nubber off the end of his bat that's going to sneak in to shallow left field. And Prince, that speed shown on display, sneaking his way into third. And the Maroons now with a little bit of a 2-out rally, trying to threaten the Generals here in the top of the 8th.
Now Maroons just continuing with great hitting. Double play but happened, but not being shy, being aggressive, hitting early in the pitch counts with that little blooper. And then aggressive base running by Nate Prince gets you runners on the corner with 2 outs.
Coach White coming out to have a conversation with Burr here. Just coming into the game, you're hard-pressed to think that he pulls him out, but a big spot, of course, and just wanted to see how his pitcher is doing out there. He's able to force the double play, but then gives up back-to-back hits to Prince and to Ferguson, and they're going to go. Looks like they're going to go to the pen here. Burr, the quick stint out there, and he's going to check out of the game. So we'll step aside just for a moment, and we'll get you everything you need to know about the new pitcher when we return. So new pitcher out there for the Generals. It's going to be the right-handed senior from Manhasset, New York, Andrew Flood. Bob Burr with a quick outing. Only threw 2/3 of an inning, 11 total pitches, a couple of hits, 4 total batters that he faced. Just some quick work there from Burr, and that'll bring in Flood. Take a look at his stats so far on the season. 9.1 innings pitched, 12 total hits. He's given up 8 runs, 6 of which have been earned. 8 total walks, 9 strikeouts. Only 1 extra base hit given up. His record on the season, 0-1 with a 5.79 ERA. Just coming in, trying to shut down this Maroons offense that still has runners on the corners.
Now, Andrew Flood, in a senior leader for the squad, brings real veteran presence to the mound for Washington. And Lee, sophomore season was his best here at W&L. He had an ERA of 3.2 and 11 appearances and 25 innings of work. Last year, a down year, he only pitched 6 1/3, had an ERA of almost 10. This year, getting back on track, this is going to be his 8th appearance, and that ERA just south of 6. So looking to stay on track, really a pitcher that can give you a lot of different looks, and hoping that he can stay hot and get back on track in a big conference matchup here, because it might be his game from here on out.
That one just a little bit high in on his first pitch. And certainly a big spot here, as we've just said, Kaden. Trying to limit the Maroons to just their 2-run lead. The Generals having to already come back. You don't want to give up another one. That one, good inside breaking ball. Finds the zone. Count moves to 1-1. That one in the dirt there from Flood. Able to find the inside corner again with the breaking ball. Seemed to work a lot today for many of the pitchers that we've seen when they've able to control that inside corner. The umpire is certainly giving the calls there. And we see another one there now on the 2-2. That one barely made contact. Does Mosher. That one skips away from DeWitt at first base, and two runners trying to come around to score. Play at the plate, and he'll be out. Thrown out at the plate by the first baseman from DeWitt. A good throw there. Unfortunately, though, run does squeak across before the inning ends, so the Maroons do tack on an extra run there. But the score now moving rather, score still says 4-2, but we'll move to the bottom of the 8th. The Generals trying to claw back into this one. A little bit of wild ending to that top of the 8th. It was Ferguson that got thrown out at the plate. Not before a run did squeak across, though. The Maroons do tack on an extra run, build that lead back up to 5 as Murphy gets ready for another inning of work, as immediately that one by Thornton skied to center. First pitch and another fly out for Andrew Thornton. Just really not been his day at the plate.
Just crucial mistake that time by Andrew Flood. He'll get the error. Those are the routine plays you just have to make in these really tight games. Allows a run to squeak across when you should have just been out at 4-2. But again, how about this pitching performance from Jackson Murphy? 23 pitches now, 10 outs.
Yeah, the only person to reach base against him successfully is the guy at the plate now. And Rams are able to launch a double on him his first time he saw him back a few innings ago, and that one already in there for strike 2. The 0-2. That one outside for ball 1 from Murphy. You got to think the way Murphy's dealing right now, he'll likely finish this game out if he's able to get through the rest of it with no trouble.
And a save opportunity for him if this game does stay 5-2 in the top of the 9th. If he's able to finish this one out.
That one just missing for Murphy outside. Good pitch. Rams were able to hold up. He'll deal again here. That one right down the middle, and Ramsor ripping that one right down the right field line. They're going to say it's fair, and Ramsor digging into second. And he's able to find some success today against Murphy, really the only Generals batter who's been able to do that.
And it seems like Ramsor has Murphy's number, hanging in there and launching it into right on both of those for doubles. Now Washington and Lee threatening once again.
Going to need some production from somebody else against Murphy, then Ramsor. And Charneco's certainly the guy you want at the plate in that. Home run earlier, a base hit as well. He'll take that pitch in for strike 1. Now Ramsor 2 doubles in his last 2 at-bats. He's been the only offensive action for the Generals in these last few innings. Got a base hit right when Murphy came in a couple innings ago. Check that, 3 innings ago. That one just missing outside on Charnecko for ball 2. Maroons, a couple guys warming up down in the pen. Not really a whole lot of action, though. And Charnecko, big swing and a miss. Goes down to one knee. Trying to take that one over the fence again. Now, count at 2-2 for Charnecko. Inside pitch just misses. And rather hits the leg of Charnecko. So he'll take a free base. Jack Belbot stepping into the box, who's also had a little bit of success today. Just the one base hit in this second game of the doubleheader, a ground out and a fly out. A big spot for him here, though. Chance to be the tying run. Only one down for Washington and Lee. Murphy trying to navigate this jam. Good pitch in there for strike one. Murphy checking on the runner at second. He'll come home. That one a little bit outside for ball 1. Murphy a little bit upset with himself with that pitch. The most trouble he's faced on the base pass today. But able to deal that one in for strike 2, and Belbot now down in the count. Big spot here for Belbot. Murphy on the 1-2. That one breaking pitch again and losing a little bit of control with that one. You can see him sort of gesturing his hand there, trying to find his grip again. Pitch was working for him very well earlier. You got to think a backdoor on Belbot is what he was going for there. That one just fouled off. Staying alive. It's number 34. On the 2-2, here's Murphy. That one, I'll say fouled straight back. Catcher thought maybe he could try to make a play on that one, but umpire says it's going to stay here, 2-2.
This is really the first time we've seen the Generals make Murphy sweat a little bit. So we'll see if they can capitalize on him here, because the way he's been pitching, this might be their only opportunity to try to get back into this one.
Long at bat here for Belbot on the 2-2. That one fouled off again.
We've seen this out of Belbot, just hanging in so tough. We saw about a 11 or 12 pitch at bat in game number 1. Doing the same thing right here. Murphy's putting it in the zone, but Belbot just won't go away.
These are the ones you so desperately want to win if you're on either side, the long at bats. Count still at 2-2, though. Again, fouled off his own ankle does Belbot. And we'll do it again. Really starting to bring up Murphy's pitch count, though, in this inning. Already thrown more pitches than he has in any of his other previous innings of work. Again, Belbot staying alive here with the foul pitch. Murphy keeps attacking him, understands that he does have that extra ball if he wants to try to get Belbot to chase, especially now that Belbot's fouled off the last 4 pitches or so. Could try to catch him trying to chase one. That's exactly what he does. Catcher sets up outside, but that one in there for ball 3. Belbot really locked into this at-bat right now. The 3-2. That one inside, and a great at-bat for the Generals and for Belbot. Really making Murphy work. Now the bases loaded up.
Just a beautiful job. Textbook at bat from Belbot. Hanging in there, going against a really good pitcher. And eventually just forcing him to try to make him chase. And eventually you also know that the pitcher can't always fit it into the zone. So drawing the walk from Belbot, he wouldn't go away easily, and he's rewarded for his discipline at the plate.
Now a really big spot here for Turner as Giovanni and Murphy discuss things on the mound. Take a look at Murphy's numbers so far. 3 1/3, 44 pitches. So that number going up a lot, especially on that last at-bat, but just overall in this inning. 2 hits given up. 1 walk you just saw administered to Belbot. Belbot's going to be pinch run for. It's going to be, I believe that's French over there stepping in for him. So second time we've seen French come in as a pinch run situation. He represents the tying run with Turner at the plate. That one just grounded foul down the third base line.
Now, same thing as we saw from Andrew Thornton back a few innings ago. Get one rocketed right past you if you're Giordano. You have to be aware this one most likely is coming your direction.
That one grounded straight up the middle. French trying to beat him out, unable to do so. And a big double play there, able to be worked out by Murphy, forcing the ground ball. And the Generals squander a big opportunity, bases loaded. 1 out, unable to bring anybody across. Roanoke will take a 5-2 lead as we move to the top of the 9th. We're back here at Captain Dick Smith Field at Washington and Lee University for some top of the 9th action between the Roanoke Maroons and the Generals of Washington and Lee. A little bit of recap for you so far in this one. Generals took a lead in the second inning. The Maroons took it back, tied it back up in the third, took it in the fourth, and haven't looked back since. Up 5-2 in this one. Murphy for them on the other side of the mound just been dominant in his relief work, and it'll be Flood getting ready to go back up against Stollard, Galloway, and Murphy due up this inning for the Maroons, trying to add to their lead. And Flood doing everything that he can to prevent that, throws in for strike 1. That one outside for ball 1.
It's imperative that Flood doesn't allow any runs in this inning. You already have yourself in a 3-run hole, which is going to be a tough hill to climb out of if it gets to any more. I don't know if you can do it, especially against Murphy with the way he's been pitching.
Tough play made over to first, and Stollard again beating out an infield single, the second time that he's been able to do that today, and his third hit of this second game with a doubleheader, and this Roanoke offense is really starting to hum along. Now I'll bring up Galloway. This will be his 5th time coming up to the plate. 1 hit, 1 strikeout, ground out, and a fly out. Just reaching base that one time on his hit. And a chance to try to drive in or get back on base here. He lays down a bunt. That one didn't really get anything on it. That one just sort of came right off his bat, went straight back foul. Again, scoring up the bunt. Pulls it back, and they'll take ball 1.
Roanoke staying with that small ball mentality now in the top of the 9th. They have to be thinking that a 4th run almost puts this one away.
A perfect bunt. Laid down by Galloway. He'll try to beat it out. Charnecko did a good job getting to that one. He'll throw Galloway out, but runner moves to second base, and Stallard executed perfectly by Galloway on the sacrifice. And I'll bring up Leon Murphy, who's done a really good job defensively today. Has an RBI as well at the plate. Struck out once, was hit by a pitch, and a couple of ground outs for him. Just barely missed a home run back a few innings ago. Flood deals that one in for strike 1. I think Flood mostly got to be thinking about the batters at the plate here. Just trying to work through them and get to 3 outs to get his offense a chance to try to get back in this game. Big swing and a miss. Quickly down 0-2 is Murphy. Flood again deals, and that one gets in through the right side. Runner will be held up at 3rd, so not the end of the world there for the Generals, but another good piece of hitting. That time Murphy, another hit for him, his 2nd of the day. That'll bring up Giordano, the 3rd baseman. It really is imperative, as we talked about, Kaden, that the Generals do not allow another run to come across the board.
And now with runners on the corners here, depending on where you get in the count, I wonder if Coach Ted White starts to think about a walk, an automatic walk, intentionally walking the batter. Just because Giordano has been so good all day, but also then you have a force out everywhere. Because at this point, they'll extend this lead to 4, and that's tough. But if
it looks like Coach White's going to opt to keep throwing to him, and Giordano skies that one straightaway center, plenty deep to bring in another run. An easy tag up there for Stallard, and a big insurance run there for the Maroons. Giordano executing that sacrifice fly to perfection. Still a runner over there at 1st in Murphy. 2 down now, though, as Flood deals.
now this 4-run lead is going to be super tough to come back from if you're Washington and Lee. But never say never. You got to stay on your stuff right here, right now, because if you can keep it at 4, who knows? Maybe you get a rally going in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, Flood can only deal with what's put in front of him now. Run does still come across, so keep that mentality on moving forward. as he deals here on the 1-1. Good pitch in there for strike two, and Coogan now finds himself down in the count. Coogan hit by pitch in this game, yet to get a hit in the second game of this doubleheader. He'll take that one just high, barely missing. Home plate umpire says that one could have easily been called strike three. Coogan just barely holding up on that one as well. A big swing and a miss there from Coogan. So Flood will able to strike out Coogan there to end the inning. But again, Maroons stretching across another run. Three innings in a row that they've been able to score one to bring their lead now up to 6-2. And Murphy will step back out onto the mound to try to put the Generals away in the bottom of the ninth. So the Generals now down to their final 3 outs, trying to navigate Jackson Murphy, who's just been pretty outstanding through his work so far. We'll take a look at his numbers. 4 innings pitched, matching what Roy did, but with almost 50 less pitches. 91 pitches Roy had through 4. Murphy only 46. 2 hits given up, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts for him. Just really dominant work out of the bullpen. And he'll look to try to get the 5 out. Won't be a save here, but still excellent work.
Interesting strike call on that one. That one was way inside. It looked like Larmore almost had duck out. But nevertheless, your message to your squad here, and if you're the Generals looking at this, you have to think one play at a time. Baseball especially, out of all sports, it's a momentum sport. If you can get a couple runners on base, it's all it takes. Who knows, maybe you get Murphy out of this game if you can string together some offensive success. He's just been an ace, so you'd love to see a different pitcher out there if you're Washington and Lee.
A little bit of frustration there from Larmore. Thought he may be unable to get a hold of that one, but just fouls it off. As you said, Kaden, Murphy's just been really dominant. To get him out of the game could be huge for Washington and Lee, but first, got to have some success at the plate. That one outside again. Count moves full now. Got to reach base by any means necessary if you're the Generals, and Murphy trying to end the at-bat here. Just fouled off. Another opportunity here at the plate for Larmore on the full count. He deals. That one just missing the inside corner there. Larmore, a good job holding up on that one. The Generals have their base runner they were looking for. Got to keep stringing these together.
The best part about this now that Larmore reaches, it's the bottom of the order, so you got your top of the order coming up next. Now you have at least your 1 and 2 hole hitters due up as long as Larmore not caught in a double play or something of that sort.
So it is Teague now, the 9-hole hitter, up to bat. He takes that one in for strike one. Teague struggling a little bit today in this second game with a doubleheader. A couple ground outs. It was hit by a pitch. Seemed to heard that a lot today. A lot of players on both ends been hit by a pitch. That one by Teague. Straight away. Staying in the infield. Going to be... Didn't see if it was infield fly rule called there, but still made the catch, so the out is recorded. And now it'll be DeWitt up to bat. One out now, down to the final couple outs for the Generals, but back up to the top of the order with DeWitt here. Just one hit so far in this second game of the doubleheader. That one, DeWitt held up on, but still in there for strike two.
Same message to DeWitt, though. You're not going to get it all back with one hit. Just try to do your best, as you always are, at the plate to just reach.
Now one upstairs for ball one. Murphy on the 1-2. One trying to get the back door in there, just outside of the plate. 2-2 count.
A nice frame attempt that time from Tucker Schiavone.
He's been doing a good job back there all day in this second one, trying to get these frame attempts for them. Not getting the call there from the ump. That one ripped into right field again by DeWitt. Really been his bread and butter today, pulling those into the right field side for another single. That'll keep it moving for Washington and Lee. Nick Lagas coming up to the plate. You got to think, how much more of a leash does Murphy have? 2 runners on, only 1 out. Obviously, game could end here on one pitch on a double play. Lagas certainly has struggled. 4 plate appearances, 3 strikeouts, and a ground out this game. Really just hasn't been himself, but chance here to turn all that around.
Now, if you're Lagas, you're at a point now, you're down 0-2 in the count, but you have to think it's imperative you reach. You got a power hitter on deck in Andrew Thornton. If Lagas reaches here, all of a sudden, Washington leads right back in.
And Lagas goes down swinging. Again, his 4th strikeout of this game, and just a forgettable one for Nick Lagas. Just not really seeing the ball well up at the plate, but that'll bring up Andrew Thornton. For the final out the Generals have here. Trying to some late game 2-out heroics in the 9th. See if he's able to muster it. And he takes that one in there for strike one. On the 0-1. Big swing and a miss there from Thornton, and now the Generals find themselves down to their final strike. Maroons with a chance to sweep the doubleheader here. And a big swing and a miss there. Thornton goes down swinging, and Murphy comes in for 5 innings of shutout work as the Maroons will take this one from Washington and Lee by the final score of 6-2, and just a great effort all around, really by both teams, but especially the Maroons in this one.
And an all-around team effort, really, for Roanoke College. You got good work out of your starter in Roy, 4 innings of work, 2 earned runs allowed, and then Murphy just coming in and being a shutdown pitcher in 5 innings of work. No runs, only 2 walks, 3 hits allowed. Murphy looked shut out the entire time. And then Roanoke, as soon as Washington and Lee looked like they were getting closer, as 3-2 game for a while, putting up runs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th to extend this lead to 6-2. And just like that, Roanoke completing the sweep in 2 really competitive, really good games between the Generals and Roanoke.
Yeah, for Roanoke, their offense, both games looked really potent, but I mean, one player in particular really sticks out when you take a look at their numbers, and that has to be Nate Prince in the 9-hole. 3 hits this game, able to score 2 runs. Was also a hit by a pitch in this one. And in the last game, he also was able to tack on a couple other hits, scored a run as well, had an RBI for himself and a walk, and was also hit by a pitch that game. So able to reach base successfully 8 times today over the course of these 2 contests, and that Roanoke offense was just too potent for the Washington and Lee Generals. So that just about does it for us here at Captain Dick Smith Field on the campus of Washington and Lee. The Roanoke Maroons improve to 17-11-1 on the season, 9-3-1 in conference play. The Generals fall to 11-12 on the season, and just not the result the Generals were hoping for, but have to keep on moving forward. They'll be back in action next week on Tuesday, taking on Eastern Mennonite University in Harrisonburg, and then they'll be back here on the 19th for a doubleheader against Virginia Wesleyan. And they take a look at Roanoke's remaining schedule. They have a game coming up Tuesday as well against Averett University, and then next weekend a doubleheader against Hampton-Sydney, all 3 of which are back at home. But thank you so much for tuning in to the doubleheader action. Roanoke able to sweep both games, winning the first one by a final score of 7-5, and then the second one by a final score of 6-2. The Generals unable to win either of these games here today, but from Shane Riley, Kaden Buss, and all of us at the Washington and Lee Sports Network, we thank you so much for tuning into some ODAC baseball action that we had today, the doubleheader between Washington and Lee and the Roanoke Maroons. We hope all of you have a great rest of your night and enjoyed the ODAC baseball action we had here today.